back. We're back at Wesbank Raceway for the Volkswagen Challenge, and a brand new array of motor cars joining us this year for the Volkswagen Challenge. We're looking forward to some really awesome action as per usual, and always brought to you by Volkswagen. As I mentioned, a nice array of brand new motor cars joining us this year for the Volkswagen Challenge, and we're going to be in for some interesting racing with some new drivers coming to pit their forces against the rest of this amazing field. Of 53 entries for this weekend, Craig Murray, the fastest of the B's and C's in his Volkswagen Golf, just ahead of Stuart Mack.
Craig, well done. Your fourth race ever and you're on pole position.
Yes, thank you very much. We came out last week, did some practicing. In the week, made some changes. I came out yesterday, did 3 laps in practice, and the car just felt great. And I knew it's going to be my day. You know, so got qualifying, went out qualifying, and it just worked. Everything went well.
That's great. I mean, is it the car that's so well prepared? Is it the driver that's so good? Is it the circuit? What is it?
I think that, you know, being on pole is more than just a car or driver. It's a whole team, and I've got to thank the guys from 8 Valve, Equip, Henry from Flatter helping me. All without them, it's impossible. That's what got me here.
Race 1 action and waiting for the lights to go out. Who's going to get the whole shot down towards turn 1? Look at that. Whoa, great start there from Warren Dodd from the back of the field. He heads off down into, and he's been taken out. Can you believe it? A really action, and we're not even over the start-finish line yet. Joining me in the commentary booth, as per usual, Graham Nathan.
Amazing stuff. Straight out of the blocks he gets turned around. But let's have a look at the front of the field, where everybody is trying frantically to get past the first corner. Peter Thompson. Oh, somebody running really wide, taking a bit of a grass track scenic route. But on board with Kieran Kwambi as we go into turn 2. Flat out corner, a little bit of dust from the inside, and he's going up the inside of Chad Bartram here. But let's have a look going into turn 3. Whoa, a little bit sideways out of the cars in front of us, running a bit wide, causing a bit of understeer. But Kieran sticks it through the inside. Can he make it stick?
Derek Minnie just coming back there and getting it right, and unfortunately it doesn't look like Kieran Kwambi's been able to make it stick. Yes indeed, Derek Minnie hanging on for dear life there and just slotting in behind Kieran Kwambi. So Kwambi had a better drive out of the first of the W's there, coming out of the second part of the W there. This is 37 right at the back of the field. Dean Gregory, we saw him involved in that action right on the start finish straight. But yeah, they come, a huge field here. And Graham, I tell you something, this form of racing is just growing as we see.
Oh, Kieran taking evasive action there, trying not to get slammed into. It was that Derek Minnie, but he's off on the charge after old Steve Hurley, and down the road they go again.
Yeah, up front, Craig Murray getting away from the field though. He's absolutely flying. And then it's Kieran Kwambi who's catching up to the back of Stuart Mack and Steve Hurley as they come out of Wesbank corner and onto the straight. This is where it's going to be very dangerous. That tyre wall has got solid concrete behind it, and if you get it wrong, it's going to hurt.
Flat out down the road. But out in front, we've got Craig Murray up the inside. We've got Stuart Mack going up the inside, trying to block him, get through the corner and hold the position.
Right, rest of the field comes streaming through here, and as you can see, 3 abreast. You can get 3 cars through. There's Dean Gregory. He's the man who spun out just at the kink there, just past the Citizen motoring wall, and unfortunately he's back into the field, and good to see him back up in the top end of the field there.
Kieran Kwambi throwing it up the inside of Stuart Mack. No, he doesn't get it that time, but he's forced him wide. Let's see if he can run him around into the W's. As you can see, Stuart Mack on the inside and Kieran Kwambi having a look around the outside, trying to get a little bit better drive. He's going to start squeezing the power, and there it goes now to try and run it at him. But Stuart has done enough. Steve Hurley under huge pressure from these 2 men.
Revving that car quite a bit there. Is that going to start to damage the engine a bit later on there, Graham? He really was pushing it hard.
No, I don't think so. These guys have quite comfortably rev these Golfs to 7,500, 8,000 RPM. A little bit more in case they need to, but Derek Minnie up the inside. Can he make it stick? No, he has to bow down to the car that he tried to pass. Let's see if he can get it down the straight. And there's slipstreaming and jostling for position. Up the inside, Jock Vermeulen says, I'll take that if you open the door, I'll have it. Thank you.
Chad Bartram battling at the back there, knowing some of those latter players and really trying hard. As Kieran Kwambi, he's moved up 1 position now. He's got a head there off Stuart Mack, and he's got Steve Hurley in his sights. As you see the rest of the field coming through there, Peter Thompson's involved. Then we go down to Jacques Vermeulen and Darren Knight as well, but we're back on board with Kieran Kwambi. This is where he needs to get the drive. As they come through here, there's yellow flags waving, so he won't be able to make a manoeuvre here. But as they come into the first of the W's, this is where Kwambi will look to go up the inside. And is Steve Hurley going to be able to keep him out? I'm not quite sure.
Kieran throws it straight up the inside, forcing Steve to go wide. But let's see if Steve can run around the outside with him. He leaves it really wide. I think Steve's going to lose out to that. Kieran's opening the door though. Don't do that to Steve Hurley. He's going to throw it up the inside. There it is. He goes straight back, says, I'll take that if you open it.
Side by side now as they come through the twisties. This is a very difficult part of the circuit. You can hear them on the rev limiter here and pushing these little golfs to absolute limit. And as they come out of this, they head onto the banking. And this is where Kieran Kwambi needs to try and get the drive. If he gets the drive off the banking and down that main straight is where we're going to see an overtaking maneuver as the rest of the field comes streaming through. And that's a ding-dong battle there between Vermeulen and Thompson.
Flat out stuff here. Onto the straight. Craig Marais is just getting away with it. And let's see if Kieran can use the slipstream. I think he didn't get off the bank good enough. But here's that battle once again down the pack. Off the bank, the guys really try and get the best drive. You have a look at the left rear wheel, slightly off the ground as the motor cars just twist under the strain of the bank, trying to get as much drive. Back down the back straight. Kieran Kwambi has done it. He's got to second position. But Stuart Mack hasn't let him go. He's coming down the inside. No, just good enough to get past Steve Hurley. Steve going around the outside once again. A little bit of a wide line, and it's not going to work for him, I don't think. I think Stuart Mack's going to come through with Kieran Kwambi. No, Steve Hurley sticks it back up the inside. Says, I'll have that.
Yeah, that maneuver on the exact same position in the last lap when Kieran Kwambi got past him, and he was able to make it stick there. This time, Stuart Mack losing out. Here we go, back slightly in the field now in a battle between 72 and 111. That's Christoph Heinke and Joni van Rooyen, who's on the brakes really late there, trying to get past that Class B car. He's leading Class C at this point in time, so great drive from him. Just ahead of them, though, it's Leon de Beer and Christoph Heinke battling hard. And I'll tell you something, this little Class C car has got a turn of pace around this circuit, and he's running really well with these Class B guys.
Unbelievable stuff in a really, really standard car compared to the rest of them. But I think this is the last lap, and Craig Marais has done enough. Kieran Kwambi has given himself a bit of a breather, and Steve Hurley is under huge pressure from Stuart Mack.
Mack looking for a way past now, but I don't think he's got enough time. They come through the Citizen Motoring kink and onto Wesbank banking. This is where it's going to count. Is he going to be able to get the drive and keep on the high line? This is all about what you can do coming off this banking and try and dice for that line. Here they come, heading for the line now. Kieran Kwambi in second place. Stuart Mack looking for a way past Hurley. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. The checkered flag is out, and it's going to finish up just like that. A superb effort there from Craig Marais ahead of Kieran Kwambi. Steve Hurley finishes up in third, and Stuart Mack in fourth. Nice recovery from Chad Bartram there in 10th place. Moving on to the top class now. Classes A and P. P's, of course, the ex-National Polo Cup cars. And, of course, Class A being dominated by a brand newcomer to the Class A field, Oscar de Oliveira, first time out and dominating ahead of Ray Wolford.
Oscar, moving up to Class A this year. You had a pretty solid season last year in Class B.
Yeah, Henrik, we had a good year in Class B. Got to strap with a lot of the Class A cars. Also got a couple of new sponsors on board, which is great. Thanks to all those guys. And we've made the big move up to Class A. Looking pretty good. Last year started off nicely, won the last race here. And actually on pole position for this weekend. So good start to the year. Let's hope it carries on this way.
That's exactly what you're hoping as the lights go out and down towards turn number one. You can see jostling in amongst the back of the field here. This is awesome stuff between our Class A and P. It looks like Ray Wolford's got the jump on Oscar de Oliveira though as they head down towards turn number one. Up the inside there also looks like that's Carlos Nobre, a new man to the sport in that Volkswagen Polo. It was run by Wayne Masters last year. He's going to go up into third place there. Nice start so far, Graham.
Awesome stuff. George Economidis starts into second place under huge pressure from Carlos Nobre. But let's go on board with Jason Finney as we watch Gavin Ross go up the inside of Etienne Princer. Whoa, a little bit of sand action. Is there a problem here? Jason Finney falling back. Unbelievable. What's going on?
Something's broken on that car. Something is definitely broken on that car there, Graham. Unfortunately for Jason Finney, looks like he might be out of it right from the start. Hopefully he can get it sorted out. But as the rest of the field goes streaming through there, what an awesome amount of cars. 28 cars in classes A and P. There's De Oliveira just ahead of Jason Finney now. Looks like he has got that problem sorted out. Maybe he missed a gear.
It looks like Jason Finney back in the game, but Oscar de Oliveira, the big loser there, going from pole position right down to approximately 7th position, all in a stretch of a half a lap. But he's not going to give up, I'm sure, and he's going to go straight back at it.
The rest of the guys not giving up in the back here. There's number 46 plowing through there and really trying hard. I'm not quite sure if he's going to get through, but that's Piet Versace. At this point in time, we see Finney just coming back into the running of things here, and what an awesomely prepared car there. As per usual, Jason Finney with a magnificent looking car as the leaders go streaming through to complete lap one.
Flat out action here. These guys are going at it all the time. You must remember, these guys are driving in between the two walls. It must be unbelievably scary. But out in front, we've got Ray Wolford. We have George Economidis, and back on board with Jason Finney. Let's see what's going on here. A little bit of a wide line there from Etienne Prinsloo, and a little bit of touching there going on. Etienne Prinsloo is really putting...
Oh, a big one here. Etienne Prinsloo, I was going to say, is going to come to blows with somebody, and that's exactly what he's done. And Kevin Erasmus is the man who's lost out there, but Prinsloo's back on the circuit. Erasmus hopefully can get back as well. Looks like he's pulling on there, and you can see cars in the background taking evasive action for all the debris that's on the circuit due to that incident.
Unbelievably tight stuff, right all through the field. There's racing right back through the polos, right to the back of the Class A cars. You got Friend Property car of Ryan Tholey. You got Piet Versaghi having a battle with Clayton LaRue, and they are going it all the time. Here again, into the last corner, up the inside, up the outside, wherever it can go, these guys are going.
Well, Class P at the moment, it's Ryan Tholey, by the looks of things, who's in the front, but he's got Malbach right with him. Piet Versaghi in there too, and they're pushing very, very hard as they go around the outside. Can you believe these boys? Derek Smallberger is just sneaking in between these Class A cars. There's the Batman. He's also involved. So watch out for him a bit later on.
Unreal stuff. But back to the front, Carlos Nobre just trying to do what he needs to do to stay in front of Gavin Ross, being chased really hard by Oscar de Oliveira at the moment. George Economides just sitting there watching the guys hold each other up. He's just holding on to second place at the moment. And out in front is Ray Wolford going, come on guys, let's go, man.
Now I think Ray's just enjoying the fact that he's starting the season where he ended off last year, out in front with no one to catch.
And Gavin Ross going up the inside of Carlos Nobre. Carlos opened the door and Gavin just smacked it straight back in his face. Let's have a look at, oh, Ryan Tholey and Piet Versaghi having a little bit of a coming together there. Let's see what happens if we can get it. Oh, Piet's on his way. Come on, Ryan, get that Print Properties cars going. No, he's got a problem there. Can't get it to go. Can't get it to go right now.
That's a big pity there, unfortunately, coming worst for wears there in that little incident. But we saw Kevin Erasmus involved there once again, having to take evasive action as our top 5 cars come across the line. No change in those positions. But here's a ding-dong battle about to get underway. It's between Prinsloo and, of course, Jason Finney. And up the inside there in brand new colours, driving for the Sherman Motorvehicle, that is Jürgen Piloffer, pushing hard, and he's right through. Can you believe that manoeuvre? Up the inside of 2 cars, and he makes it stick. Jason Finney now right on his tail. We're going to have Etienne Prinsloo coming through on the right-hand side any second now. Can 2 cars go through the same corner at once? This is where we've seen Prinsloo go wide a couple of times. Now he's going to go up the inside. That's a bit of move there from Etienne Prinsloo, but I don't think he's got the line. But Finney has, and up he goes and takes the position away from Piloffer.
Unreal stuff. As you can see further back in the field, we've got Derek Smallberger just running ahead of Valdi Mankies, who's the current champion in the polo field, and unbelievable battle. The guys give each other so much space, no bending of panels, no pushing, no shoving. Really loose motor cars. Those tires are really, really hot at the moment. As you can see, the polos are a little bit more stable because they're on full slicks, whereas the other cars are on semi-slicks, the Dunlop semi-slicks, and obviously just a little bit less rubber on the road, which makes the cars a touch looser. The guys having to hang on for dear life.
They do definitely. Oh, problems for Henry van Vletter. The Batman is out. Have to get the bat signal out, get that car back to the cave. Up front though, it's Ray Wolford on the final lap. He has not been bettered since the flag dropped, and he is absolutely hauling around here. Right on his tail though, and pushing hard. He is not out of it, is George Economides, as is Gavin Ross. Gavin Ross just waiting for a mistake from either of those top 2 drivers. But this is the battle we've been watching for the last couple of laps, and it's Prinsloo still battling with Piloffer. He hasn't found a way past yet, but he's trying everything he knows.
And stuck right behind him is the Polos. They are not letting go at all. But down to the final corner. Gavin Ross hoping for a mistake out of George Economides, but he just puts no wheel wrong, puts it straight onto the bank and says, I'll have this. You're going to have to go a lot better than that to beat me.
This is another lap coming in the next heat. Maybe I'll get you then. But Ray Wolford is going to take the win here. A phenomenal effort in the Fuchs Titan Golf. And away he goes ahead of George Economides. In 3rd place, it's going to be Gavin Ross. But here's the battle we've been watching. Can you believe these boys coming across the line? Who's going to take the polos here today? The first polo coming across the line is going to be the Malbach. Derek Smallberger. Great effort there from Derek. Ray Wolford, as I mentioned, first ahead of George Economides. Gavin Ross in 3rd place ahead of Nobre and Prinsloo. And Jason Finney finishing up in 10th place.
Ray, that looked pretty easy from the outside.
I was very lucky. I had a really good start. I then watched my lap time and just made sure that I got consistent times. And I just pulled the gap and I got further and further until eventually I watched, just kept a good space and was lucky I got it first.
It's pretty hot out here today. Is that the problem, grip-wise, maybe?
Well, with my car, I was lucky it stayed consistent. It wasn't losing grip at all. So I had really good confidence in the car. So, no, the heat was good for me. It felt good.
And the results of the Class P's is Derek Smallberger, Valdi Mankies, Barry Groenewald, Clayton LaRue and Sean Bester.
Derek, that was a very good ride.
Thank you very much. It was tough. Valdi, I was third in the grid, and Valdi gave me a gap on the first corner, and he took it back again. And yeah, basically he was on my tail all the laps, every lap, and just push it till the end.
Back to the B's and C's for heat number 2 now as they head down towards turn number 1. Kieran Kwambi getting away there. Well, not such a great start from him. I'm sure we're going to go on board with him any second now, but as they head down towards turn number 1, what is going to get the whole shot back on board with Kwambi in the Guyana Racing Volkswagen Golf? And he did not get a good start there, Graham.
He didn't, but he still managed to hold on to 6th position, and he's really giving it a good go. Try and get through the first corner nice and safely, and then take it from there, work hard from there.
Derek Minnie just ahead of him, but at this point in time it looks as if it's Craig Murray. He got the jump on everybody once again. Yes, indeed. That's exactly what we've seen. Then we've got Hurley and Mac. Craig Gammy's up there too. Nice start from him. And then we've got Chad Bartram and Derek Minnie pushing hard.
Unbelievable stuff, really tight. As you can see, these guys go around the corner 2 abreast, 3 abreast, whatever it takes. And there's no bashing, no bumping. Kieran Kwambi on board with him again, and he's chasing after
Derek Minnie there. Derek Minnie pushing hard. He's just in the jumbo golf ahead of him. He's not making it easy for Kwambi to get a line. He actually gets a better drive out of the little twisties from the W, and now heading down towards the kick that takes them onto the back straight. Well, it's tough stuff, and number 40, Craig Gammy, up there for the first time today. We didn't see much of him in the first heat, but he's definitely making a comeback here, and right on the tailpiece of Steve Hurley.
As you can see, Craig Murray is trying to get away, but this time Stuart Mack is hanging on for dear life. He is not going to let him go this time. And Steve Hurley, unfortunately, losing a little bit of space, allowing Craig Gammy to get right behind him. This is when the slipstream counts, and we'll see what happens at the bottom of the straight when the brakes are on. But as you can see, Craig Murray under huge pressure from Stuart Mack. Stuart Mack using the slipstream beautifully, out-braking Craig Murray. Very difficult to be the car in front. You need to brake late enough, but not too early. Otherwise, the guy at the back just closes straight up on you as he has Stuart Mack on board here. Flat out, no lift of the throttle. These guys are really trying hard.
I don't even go through their flat out on my super motard. These folks don't give a thing here. They really push it to the limit. And now you can see up the inside, well, a nice bit of manoeuvring here. Chad Bartram up the inside of Kieran Kwambi makes it stick with no problems whatsoever. Too much room there, Kieran. You've got to close the door a bit earlier. And here comes the battle just behind them there. That's between Thompson and Kwambi and Vermeulen. Vermeulen's in there as well. We go on board with Kieran. Oh, he's going to bump. Can you believe he gets a little nudge from behind? Oh, he's not going to be happy about that. Yeah, we heard that, and I don't think many people would have guessed what the problem was there, and that is the end of the day. Well, not quite yet. Steve Hurley dropping right to the back of the field. Serious problems for Hurley.
Back to the front of the pack, and we've got Craig Murray and Stuart Mack flat out. They haven't given up at all. And a bit of a lonely race for Craig Gammy there, but looking further down the field, we've got Vermeulen, and we've got Derek Minnie, and we've got Peter Thompson. Really getting all into it here. Peter Thompson, probably the oldest competitor in the racing. Oh, Kieran Kwambi running just a little bit wide. Kieran, calm it down, trying to pull the horns back. I know you're a bit cross from that bump, but the only way you can get back there is if you calm it down and go hard again.
Now get back into your rhythm. That's exactly what you need to do. Good advice there as he comes up into the position that where he was overtaken on the last lap. This is where he needs to try and make up room. Keep that door closed. Don't let anybody else through. And you can catch Thompson, Bartram and Minnie that are up ahead of you. Pushing hard through the second part of the W here. This is not going to be easy because he's coming through the twisties. There's not a lot of manoeuvring yet to try and get past people, but if you get a good drive out of here and then able to stick it up the inside into the kick, there's a possibility of overtaking. And then, of course, if you get a good drive out of the kick, that's the better manoeuvre to have for the slipstream down the main straight.
Yeah, that's the important thing. The racetrack is so narrow and it's so tight that passing in the tight stuff is very difficult. The slipstreaming is where it's got to work. You've got to set the car properly so that on the brakes at the bottom of the straight, you're there to have a go.
And that's exactly what Kieran Kwambi looks like he's trying to do. Oh, we've got a change in leadership here, or have we? Stuart Mack managed to get through onto the main straight, but look at this, Craig Murray right back at him and using that slipstream we mentioned, and he used it to perfection there. Late on the brakes, up the inside, and thanks very much. I'm going to take first place.
Stuart Mack flat out again, full throttle through corner. Must be thinking, what more must I do? Well, take this. I'm going up the inside of you, and let's see if you can brake later than I can.
Well, it's going to be the last of the late breakers here, and he manages to do it. Can you believe it? But Craig Maria hanging on to the outside. He's going to have the inside line for the next corner if he gets the drive. Well, he hasn't got the drive as nice as what he had. Yes, he has. How's that been a drive in from Mack? He left the door wide
Can't believe
open.
it. He opened the door wide open, and Craig said, what are you doing? I'll take it. If you want to give it to me, I'll take it away from you. But he's managed to hold on to it. He has managed to get Craig Maria behind him, and Stuart Mack now leads this field.
Derek Minnie, and then we got right on his tail Peter Thompson. That's Len Lester in 69. We haven't seen much of him as well, but he has been involved in this battle for a long, long time. Kwambi's just gone up the inside of him and got past, and now looking for a way past Peter Thompson. Thompson hanging on for dear life there. He's a lot smoother through there than what Kieran Kwambi was. You can just see that Kwambi was battling a lot with the wheel. A little bit understeer as they come out of the twisties now. Thompson opening up a little bit of a gap.
Thompson really getting the drive out of the motor car, not bouncing the curbs, just putting the power down all the time and getting away from him. Really smooth, really neat. That's the experience coming through from the old campaigners.
Right back to the front, and it's the two wide goals battling at each other's throats again. It's the last lap. Who's going to be able to keep it?
It's
on
Craig
the
Maria
back?
up the inside this time. Can Stuart Mack do anything around the outside? I don't think so. Craig Maria has reversed the roles on what Stuart did to him a lap before. Look at this battle. Unbelievable stuff. Stuart trying to get a better drive out of him into the W's, but Craig is just going, I'm in front, you can't go through me, and you're going to have to wait.
Yeah, you definitely have to wait. There's no place to go around here unless there's a mistake from the driver in front, and hopefully nothing in this heat at this point in time. A little bit further back, this battle rages on. Then we got 99. That is still having a great battle. Jacques Vermeulen, Kieran Kwambi, Peter Thompson, and of course right on their tail there's Len Lester.
Unreal stuff, as you can hear the throttle response. The guys are having to be patient, but also not lose too much space. And Peter Thompson is just sitting there soaking up all the pressure. Jacques Vermeulen is boxing a little bit clever, trying to hold Kieran Kwambi behind him, and Kieran's going, come on, I want to get to the front.
Yeah, he's only got a little bit of a lap to go, and as they come across the line, it's going to be Craig Maria to take the win, but only just. Stewie Mack right on his tail, and only 0.4 of a second between them. Here comes the battle between Thompson and Kwambi. Who's going to get across the line there first? Looks like it's going to be just Peter Thompson. Yes, indeed. Fortunately, Jacques Vermeulen being penalised for that little bump on Kieran Kwambi earlier, but well done to Craig Maria.
Stuart, not a bad start to the season. Could have been better though.
Could have been better, yeah. We had a tough day yesterday. We broke a gearbox during the first session, and went home last night till midnight and put a new gearbox in. Came back this morning and tried it. Because of the problem, we didn't qualify very well. Only 2 seconds behind Craig, and Heat 1 didn't go very well. Had a terrible start and then got passed by Kieran and Steve Hurley, and they just ran over. We just swapped positions for 8 laps until the end, and then Craig ran away. In the second heat, I made sure I got with Craig, and then we stuck together, and then for the first 3 or 4 laps, we stuck nose to tail, and then we pulled the gap, and I thought, okay, now we're going to have a bit of a dice. I made errors, he made errors, but no one rubbed, and we awesome racing.
So what are you going to do about this rookie?
This rookie, find some more pace, I think. Boy can drive, so we have to find some more pace, I think, definitely.
Back to classes A and P, and the lights are out already, and it looks like already problems here in the first part. People taking evasive action. That is Jürgen Piloff who's got it wrong, and Carlos getting it sideways there. Henry van Vletter also had to take evasive action, but one of the cars just unfortunately unable to start the race properly. Down towards turn number 1, it's Carlos Nobre who's out in front, and he's got a gaggle of cars chasing him down, looking for a way past.
Unbelievable. Gavin Ross on the outside going into turn 2. Probably not the perfect position for this turn. Jason Finney up on the inside of him. Gavin gives him enough space. Jason gives Gavin enough space. Some awesome stuff here.
Great bit of driving from both those guys as they come down into the first of the W's now. Carlos Nobre leads. And can you believe this? George Economini's back in the second place as the rest of the field comes streaming through there. The Polos are getting it sideways. Looks like Prinsloo's involved once again. Yes, indeed. A little bit further down the field, having some fun and games.
Unreal stuff. Gavin Ross going up the inside of Jason Finney there. I think he's got it into 3rd position. Let's have a look. Yes, no, he hasn't. Jason slammed the door in front of him. Jason trying really hard with that Mark II. And he's putting it all over the back of this. Who's that in front of him? I think that is George Economidis. How's that for pressure? Unbelievable stuff. Inside, outside. Unreal. Oh, Gavin Ross running the limiter there for a moment. Trying to get as much drive as he possibly can to try and get it down the back straight and stay in the slipstream.
Greatest seat in the house there has got Gavin Ross, and he's pushing at the limit as well. Then we got Prince Lou and Ray Wolford. Can you believe the pace of these boys as they come flying around you and taking wide evasive action as they come through there? You can't go too wide because there is tyres and then that serious concrete wall.
There's a real wall there. Having a look up the inside, George Economides just closing the door. Jason Finney, and Gavin Ross throwing it up the inside over the curb, forcing Jason Finney to take evasive action. Now Gavin's on the inside. Let's see if he can make this one stick. I'm sure Jason is on the outside. Gavin's going to leave him room. Yes, he does. But he leaves him on the inside going into turn 3. And let's see if he can make it stick.
Well, he's trying hard, Gavin Ross, but up the inside, Ray Wolford as well. Can you handle it? Ray Wolford from about 5 cars back, late on the brakes, up the inside of Ross, and now ahead of Finney as well. Great bit of driving from Ray Wolford.
Slamming the door in front of Jason Finney is Ray Wolford, but he goes, thank you very much. While you guys are busy, I'll take both of you. Unreal. Jason Finney flying the curb. He is really making this Golf 2 work. And Gavin Ross sitting right on his bumper going, one mistake from you, my boy, and I'm through.
Yeah, he's just going to make that one mistake. And the way that they're pushing, the chances are that it is going to come with one of these drivers, who's going to hang on and see who's going to be able to hang on to these positions as they come now onto the banking out of Wesbank corner and onto the main straight. Well, at this point, here comes Ray Wolford up the inside of Carlos Nobre. We're about 2 laps further than what we were as we cut there, but these boys are pushing hard, and look at that. Ray Wolford back up into the front, goes a bit wide there, and Nobre's going to come straight back at him. As they're going to turn number 2 now, and Nobre's got the inside line and makes it stick, and he's going to just force Ray wide slightly. They come up to this overtaking line. Well, it's all about Carlos Nobre. Ray Wolford late on the brakes there, but not late enough, because Nobre hangs on to first place. But Ray Wolford is going to hound him until the end of this race, there's no doubt. Nobre's got a battle on his hands.
I'm sure Ray Wolford's not going to let up for 1 minute, but some huge respect. A little bit of rubbing is part of the racing, but there's no banging, no bashing, and the guys are giving each other some space. This is unbelievable racing.
George Economides in there as well, all on his own in 3rd place, going back to the battle for the P's. Valdumankis has got ahead and into some of the Class A boys, but the battle here is between Piet Versace, and they're really pushing hard with Derek Smallberger there as well, and of course Eddie Rodriguez in that little polo too, so having a good outing so far for those guys, and a superb battle. Ryan Tholey recovering from his first race incident.
Some awesome racing from the Class P's, but let's go back to the front, and Ray Wolford sticking it right up the inside of Carlos Nobre. Why did he open the door so wide? I can't understand that. Let's have a look. Both of them through the wall, through the gap in the wall. Unbelievable stuff. That is really tight stuff at high speed. But let's see what happens at the bottom of the straight. Which car is the quickest?
Kevin Erasmus just ahead there, pushing hard, and he's looking to keep those rest of the field at bay down towards turn number 1. Ray Wolford hanging on to that inside line. Very late on the brakes. They must have been looking at each other down that straightaway. It's almost a kilometre long. And we'll be looking side by side. You've got to have a glimpse at the boy next to you and say, listen, are you going to brake now or when?
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. They're waiting for each other to brake. When you brake, I'll brake. There's no ways that I'm braking before you. But back to Class P, and Derek Smallberger fighting his way through the field with Barry Groenewald, Piet Versace, and the rest of the Class P cars.
Class P has been a very tight battle between these boys, and looking to go up the inside is Smallberger. Well, he gets a little bit of sideways action from Piet Versace, trying something up the inside of Barry Groenewald. Groenewald drifts wide. Piet Versace gets through. Is Smallberger going to get through as well? Doesn't look like it.
Back to the front of the pack. And yeah, we're going to go 3 into 1. Can we make it go through? 3 into 1. Gavin Ross has gone from 4th place right through to 2nd. But Carlos Nobre is going to make him work hard for it. Will Gavin and Carlos get through the next corner together?
Here they come, side by side.
Unbelievable stuff.
Side by side action through turn 2. Can you handle this stuff? And Nobre's hanging on to that inside line. He has a look across. We actually got a glimpse of him taking a squiz at where Gavin Ross was before he climbed on the brakes for turn number 3, the first of the W's. And now we're on board with Ross. And look how close this is. This is amazing stuff. Look at that, no touching. Absolutely perfect, but gentlemanly racing, if you want to put it that way.
I don't think there's any love lost here. They just went through it any possible moment, but there's no bumping involved. Some awesome stuff, and yeah, we got Barry Groenewald closing the line on Piet Versace. Piet trying to go around the outside, and up the inside of Piet Versace is, no, he didn't make it stick. Ryan Tholey is still hanging on there. Back to the battle at the front. Gavin Ross, George Economides, and Carlos Nobre. Right down to the line. Awesome racing.
Ray Wolford takes it there just ahead of Gavin Ross. A fantastic effort there from Ross on the final lap to keep George Economides and, of course, Carlos Nobre at bay. Wolford, Ross, Economides and Nobre, the top 4. Etienne Prinsloo sneaking in into 5th place just ahead of Erasmus.
Gavin, what an awesome race.
For the opening season, I can't believe it. Came from 6th to 2nd, and that was the closest racing I've had in a long time. Ray managed to pull a gap on that 4 or 5. He bumped into me and got it away, and we just couldn't catch him. But George and Carlos and Jason, and there was another person, I can't remember who it was, we were mixing it big time. And I can't believe I passed George Economides without him blocking me once. I take my hat off to him. And then I got past Carlos, and George tried to follow, but I beat George, and that's why I came out to beat Ray today, but I didn't manage to do it. So next meeting out, I'm going to definitely beat him.
And the results in Class P, Valdi Meintjes taking it away from Derek Smallberger, Clayton LaRue, Barry Groenewald and Piers Versaghi.
Valdi, a good start for you for the season.
Yeah, it is, Hendrik. The first heat wasn't that good. Made a couple of changes, didn't work. You know, you don't change a car once you've qualified and things like that. I unfortunately did. Changed it back to second heat, and the car was running well. So, very nice.
Well, you cleaned it up in the second heat.
I think I did, yeah. Derek didn't have such a good second heat. He had a bit of traffic and he went off the track. But yeah, it was a nice race.
Next round will be at Kyalami on the 24th of March. And once again, a big thanks to Goldwagen for all this Volkswagen Challenge action. Next week we stay at Wesbank Raceway for single-seater Formula V action in the Pro Tour, and stay tuned for Speed and Sound Yokohama Sport Compact Series.